if we lose this important and critical enterprise, it means that the country, in terms of the ownership of its wealth, ownership of the resources, will be threatened. It will also weaken the local stock exchange, because if CEMEX takes over, as what happened with RBTT, the shares will no longer be traded on the local stock exchange.
An ominous projection if ever there was one. Mr. Warwick says he supported the new board for removing the former CEO, general manager and other senior managers who he says left the company in dire straits. He is however urging shareholders to vote against the removal of the 20% cap, explaining its importance.
Article 5, it provides for a cap in terms of any one entity owning more than 20% of the shares.
Right.
And the reason that is so, it is to protect the company from any one shareholder having complete domination over the company.
CEMEX is one of 4 giant cement manufacturers in the world and already holds 20% of TCL shares. A subsidiary of the Mexican company also holds an 8% stake. TCL is the region's single largest manufacturer. Given what's at stake, Mr. Warwick says the Ministry of Finance must make a clear policy statement. He notes also that Labour Minister Errol MacLeod, having led the protest against the 2002 takeover attempt by CEMEX, is now conspicuously silent on the issue. Mr. Warwick says it's larger than TCL.
This is being driven by the international financial institutions, World Bank, through its one of its group companies, which is the International Financial Center. In other words, they're the ones who are providing the equity, and they are stating as a precondition for that equity is the removal. Why? Because they want to facilitate the monopolization and the consolidation of wealth at the global level in the hands of a few huge cement companies.
He says should CEMEX be allowed to take over, many of TCL's employees can expect to go on the breadline.
When they acquire our plants in Jamaica, Barbados, Trinidad, as what happened with Unilever, see, we have precedent, then you note, they will state, listen, the production cost in Trinidad, Jamaica, even Barbados, is very, very high. Why keep those plants? They will then transform these plants to distribution centers. Therefore, there will be huge job losses. And if people think that we're just trying to scale, just look at the RBTT situation.
According to Mr. Warwick, given TCL's importance, whoever owns it can have a say in the future of the region. Representatives from TCL Jamaica and Barbados will also be at the meeting. The vote requires 75% for the cap to be removed. However, Mr. Warwick says he remains confident that the shareholders will do what's best for the company, the country and the region. Jovan Ravello, TV6 News.